Thanks for being there. So, have you ever felt like you're losing your mind in a relationship? Like you're constantly walking on eggshells, unsure whether it's real or what is not? Gaslighting, a term we hear often, but rarely discuss openly. So today we are breaking that silence. We want to explore the subtle signs, the devastating impact, and most importantly, the way out. So join us and our guests, Dr. Edohoeket Eshiet. He's a counseling psychologist, and we will uncover the truth about gaslighting in marriage and relationship. It is time to reclaim your sanity, your voice, and your life. All right, let's get started with this wonderful topic. Doctor, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you, Nancy, for having me. And Edidium.
You're welcome, Doctor.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah,
It's always a pleasure.
always a pleasure to have you here, sir.
For audience all over the world listening to us, so we are here again to have a wonderful time with them. Yeah, you're talking about
gaslighting. Yeah, I think we should start by defining what exactly it is and how we can recognize it when we come across.
Yeah, gaslighting is a psychological terminology, but it has to do with psychological behavior.
Okay.
So it has to do with a manipulative and abusive behavior, which is mostly emotionally driven, and where people make others to feel inadequate, and they begin to question the reality of who they are, their sanity, and because the person who gaslight, the gaslighter, make you feel that you are not you, as if something is missing, or as if you are the real problem why they gaslight against you. So you begin to lose and question your sanity. Am I really okay, or am I trying to find my feet? In other words, it's trying to make you live almost like in a state of suspense to the real you, trying to really find where you are as if you are floating. So it's a manipulative way in which people put you in a tight corner that you begin to question rationality about yourself, your sense of self, and it makes you feel less than you are. The goal is that to distort reality and make you become like a pawn in their manipulative circle of relationship. So at every time, the person takes it off balance, and you don't really have a say of who you are. So you're almost like a pendulum swinging here and there. So because it works on your emotions, your mental sanity, and sense of self. So it erodes that esteem that you have, estimation about yourself. So it's a manipulative behavior that is psychologically driven. Yeah.
You know, I keep wondering, gaslighting, from the definition, even I had to go through AI to find out what exactly is gaslighting. And I see it, and I think it's something that happens almost to everybody. But it's no big deal. But going deeper, you now discover that it's actually a problem. Because from the definition, I now discovered that I've actually encountered somebody who does these things. I was actually seeing it like, okay, it's an ego thing for an African man, to want to belittle a woman. I thought it was an ego thing, but now being defined as gaslighting, I now see it differently. And I'm sure our viewers, after listening or watching this episode, you begin to know those who gaslighters around because they're everywhere, I tell you.
So I'm also pushed, because when I thought we can say that also narcissists, gaslighters are narcissists.
Okay.
Yes, like I said, there's what we call DSM. We had 4, now is 5.
Okay.
Diagnostic Statistical Manual for Mental Disorder.
Okay.
It's published by AP, American Psychological Association. So it's trying to grade and categorize behaviors that are aberrant. Disorders, like, what is a mood disorder, and to that lesson. So gaslighting, you won't see it as a defined psychological disorder. But it is reflective of certain personality, like narcissism. People who are so self-centered, who only believes they are the center of everything. Whether at work, as a boss, and a junior, whether in family relationship or any other romantic relationship, or in any situation. Narcissists, they are so self-centered. Then also So you see, gaslighting, mostly people like that gaslight a lot, irrespective of gender or position, or ethnic or cultural, racial background. Then another dimension of a personality problem that you see, gaslighting, which is about trying to manipulate little people so that they will be under their control, is people who are antisocial. People who always have challenges with the society, who break the law, always making things, problematic. So those kind of people, because they can't agree, they don't have agreeableness. They cannot see things with others on the same place, so they always are antisocial. So they may use that manipulation also coercively to make people be under that gaslighting atmosphere of their behavior. So those two behaviors, mostly you see gaslighting as one of the way, because the other one is narcissist is only self-centered. It's only him, her that must be at all times. And then the other one is antisocial. He or she cannot live a common life. Every place you go is always after. So that tendency, that one mostly be overt. That is, you can act out. Could be manipulative. Then others could be covert. Emotionally, it can give you cold shoulder, but you can know that this person is trying to put you in a situation that they control you, even without being forceful.
All right, now let's talk about the signs, because with all this explanation, I guess somebody would just give us some examples of how we can notice these things in relationships.
And if it's hereditary or something.
Yeah, hereditary.
Because it will help us know how to.
Some of the signs, denial and blame shifting. There's some people constantly, they don't accept their parts of a situation. They always find a reason why they did this. So they always try to project their behavior to the other person so that the person will now have guilt. For example, someone nags and he says, yeah, the reason I'm nagging. You hear someone, you always make me to nag.
Yeah.
So it is not the nagging now that the person is after, it's now looking at you as the reason of the nagging. And over time you may feel, well, I'm the one that makes mom to nag. Instead of the person is nagging because that's his or her nature. So the person will shift the blame so that the other victim will not feel he or she is wrong, will now see it that, okay, I'm the reason. Then you look at manipulation. Trying to manipulate the person by doing what? They minimalize their behavior. They downgrade the extent of the damage you've done. Someone that would push you around and say, it's just a little thing. Is it this small thing that is making you say all this? So they minimalized their own part of the situation. Then, like I said, projection. They attribute their own negative behavior to the victim. If you had not done this, I wouldn't have. The mother would say, the reason I'm doing this is because you're doing this. Someone will be the child. So it's because you have made me to beat you again today. I didn't intend to beat you, that kind of thing. So projection is when you now shift responsibility from you to the victim. So some people will gaslight or put you in a tight corner. He said, I wouldn't want to do this, but they are pushing me. And then emotional manipulation. Some people, you can see anger, guilt. They can use guilt and even self-pity to control the victim, to make you to always be at their beck and call. And then isolation, they can just give you time. They just give you a space of silence. You just don't understand that silence simply means is manipulative, because you don't even know what should be the next. Then another thing is even love, excessive love. They call it love bombing.
Yeah.
Sometimes someone is doing something very, very wrong. He knows that you are hot, and then suddenly showers you with love to cover it up.
So that's also a problem.
Yes. So because with that love, he has erased the memory. So that, maybe he didn't actually meant it.
Is that also gaslighting?
Yes. Because he's indirectly manipulating you, using you,
buying gifts,
bombs you with love, with your care and attention. When you were supposed to have been assertive to say something is wrong, the person threw in a bombshell of love. He said, maybe you didn't mean it. And it could become like that.
So sometimes you just ignore.
This one hits home. This is common among us.
So sometimes showering
really common.
Some love showered may not necessarily because it's love. It could be to cover some errors or to shut the other person's mouth.
I agree. But can it be incited, gaslighting? Can it be incited?
Yes.
By the other party?
The other person. Yeah, because you're talking, it's a relationship.
Okay.
So when two people are in a relationship, both play a dominant role. There's contribution, though one person's contribution may be higher than the other person. Incited in the sense that no one person is a gaslighter and the other one is not. It is degree. We all gaslight people. Sometimes subconsciously. We gaslight by omission and commission. You can intentionally I want to put her through, I want to put him through, I want him to know. And then out of omission, maybe because it has become a normal thing. So you just let it be the situation. So you contribute. Sometimes the gaslighter may have expected you to react. You know, the situation you have problem with people, you expect them to respond. And the person gives you a very quiet response by not saying anything. And you now feel you have not even said anything of all that I did. You get the point? So the victim also can incite. But you know, when it comes to, it's like crime, the victim is not the reason you committed the crime. So in behavior, you must own to your behavior. Even though the other person would have given a reason for you to gaslight, you have to accept that is a choice.
Okay.
Either to walk away or to remain. So there are contributory factors. Just that the thing is that is the strength to which one person in the relationship mostly do it. And it has to do with personalities issues. For example, people that have very weak personality, weak self-esteem, and then upbringing and environment would have created that as a defense mechanism. So it didn't just come from the blue, like Edian was saying, is it genetic? Behavior may have a genetic component, but the environment will allow you to actually exhibit the behavior. So by observation, you can study the environment and subconsciously introject that as a response without knowing that you already imbibed a long culture of gaslighting.
You know, I was wondering why this gaslighting topic. Because, you know, in African context, so many persons will not see it as a problem. But we just have to talk about it, you know, because of the impact it has on mental health. Yeah. So my next question is, what are those visible impact gaslighting has on people's mental health?
One, you see, we are a creature of esteem. That's value.
Okay.
And even though we have our internal reference, knowing that, like Sam would say, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. But sometimes you need affirmation. Like two of you, all of us are well dressed. But you see that when you came out from your wardrobe, you knew that this was a fine dress. You still needed someone to say something to you. And you'll be surprised, even with your strong opinion, if someone says contrary, when you came out in the morning, you may likely change what you're wearing. That shows the power of what? Affirmation. And so most people grew up with a weak ego, so they always need that affirmation. Or they grew up where they were constantly eroded, their self-esteem were gaslighted, you know, they were beaten down, they were nothing. So that could be a problem, a weak sense of self, not being able to articulate a value that I have what it takes, even if people say otherwise. So those things can also be a problem. So in that situation, when you now find a situation that you're pushed around, you begin to question, do I really measure up? Just like maybe a relationship say, you know, you don't deserve me. It's just that it happened. Just always, I don't deserve you, but there's nothing I can do.
True.
The person may not say it out, but you can also see by action that you don't deserve it. Well, circumstance brought us together. So you now begin to question your value. So mentally, you now see your contribution to life, and that relationship doesn't hold water. As you are not held in significance. Sometimes your opinion will not be accepted. And then another thing, your perception and judgment doubt. You doubt your judgment. You always want a second opinion. Because a gaslighter, no matter what you say, no matter how plausible your opinion, will find a fault. Oh, that was wonderful, but yeah, if you had said like this, then it's just like a student and supervisor. No matter what you write, you must have to use a red pen to show that you must supervise.
Absolutely.
Do you get the point? So your judgment, sometimes you doubt your judgment. So you constantly postpone project, postpone decisions, always looking for the third party. And suddenly your life can dwindle because you are not sure that this could be the right thing for me. So you constantly want apologizing and justifying yourself. You try to keep on explaining, apologizing. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So you can say, oh, every time I'm sorry. Because sometimes, yes, it's good to say sorry, but on what ground do you say to someone sorry?
Even when the person is the one at fault.
So you cannot be assertive. So you see that on humility. So you're trying to always explain, to make up situations, to be like a martyr. Because you cannot stand up to self.
I've seen someone, I think I saw a video of someone telling his wife of many years that, you don't know I did you a favor by marrying you.
Yeah.
If I had not, if I had not married you, do you think anybody? And this woman has remained in that relationship. She has remained in that marriage, despite all that has been done to her. She's still in that marriage. So why is it that people still remain in such a marriage or such a relationship, even when they can see that this is gaslighting? I mean, this is psychological manipulations, but they still remain.
Like I said, gaslighting is a common phenomenon. It is the degree that determines how impactful it is.
Okay.
So for example, if you want to get out of every relationship, every union, every engagement, because gaslighting, you won't have a place to live on earth. Because you also gaslight. It is the degree. Sometimes you may not accept. You may not accept. So, you see, when people have invested, there's what we call the sunk cost fallacy or the sunk cost theory. What is sunk costs? I have started a business, or we have started a business for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, and we have pumped in money, You see that even when evidence shows that it's not going to work, there's this subtle say, we have gone so far in this business. If we just put in another area, where we are coming from is far. Where do we start from? The ghost we know is better than the angel we. So that's some costs. Where do you start? And then when you look at sometime in that kind of situation, the cost of exit and the cost of tolerance, which one? So you have to do a cost-benefit analysis.
Wow.
So, and the reason is that, like, this takes us back to what we did in the two episodes. Okay. Entering a relationship with the mindset that someone will change. Or entering a relationship because we want to find joy, even though that should be an avenue. But you cannot have joy if you have not had it as a single person. So sometimes is that we don't really know how valuable we are. That's why we need to do self-assessment. Okay. What's the worth? Even if you were not in this relationship, would you not still be a valuable person? Because nobody should feel that it makes you who you are. Or so that kind of situation, the woman, there's so many things that still make him or her to stay. So it's not one decision to be made like that. It's a very complex situation. Before you can easily say, I have to leave. And
so you mean that's gaslighting? Like, for instance, the statement of, if I had not married you, it's not enough for the spouse to feel belittled and leave the relationship.
You see, you have to take that in a very careful manner to analyze it. You have to look at other things that surrounds it before that kind of decisions could be taken. Because, like I said, relationship that you want to move into, you will still face challenges. So the thing is that which we are going to see, what do we do to protect our self-esteem, to guard against, and to be on the safe side? Because it's like, most of the time, there was one time I was in Lagos, I rented a house. So that house was overtaken by water. And I was about parking out. But then one of my tenants called me, one of the co-tenants says, no, you don't have to leave. Fix the building and stay. I actually fixed that building at over 800,000 then. He told me when you run away from this problem, it's going to register in your mind. It's too early to start running away from them. Face this challenge and overcome it. That man told me, you don't run away from problem most of the time. Fix this problem with this landlord and stay. Don't run. You will create a neural pathway of always exiting.
Wow.
And I stepped back and fixed that house.
And you didn't regret it?
I didn't regret it.
Wow.
I just learned
Because
something.
I lived for 1 year without pay.
Creating a neural path of always,
You can always
solving a
say,
problem.
Doctor, it's not a,
At every
I've left
time.
thing bigger than this. I've left thing bigger than this. Except that thing is about to take your life. That's when you know. Sometimes you're faced because it creates a neural pathway. Your brain kicks into attack and offensive. But once you retreat, if you come, I've left so many things. Is it only this one I cannot leave? So that's
All
the
right.
thing.
We'll go on a very quick break, and when we come back, we'll continue with the discussion. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for being there. So let's take some few tweets before we come back to Dr. Our first tweet is from Lerato, and she said, being gaslighted is exhausting and wears people down. They downplay your emotions, making you feel like your reactions are exaggerated or invalid. You are never right about anything. They deny they said or did something even when you have proof. They call you crazy, making it seem as if you are imagining things. They avoid anything that makes them take any accountability. They make you doubt the legitimacy of your feelings. It is so abusive and leaves people feeling hopeless. Wow, what a description. Our next tweet says, don't marry someone who is deeply insecure. You will spend your whole life explaining yourself. Every message, every call, every move becomes an interrogation. Insecurity turns love into surveillance. Choose someone who trusts you and trusts themselves. Oh my goodness. Okay, and this one from Pam, it says, gaslighting is when they repeatedly cause you to feel crazy and confused. They play the victim by blaming you. When you address their toxic behavior, they avoid taking responsibility by lying, denying, and making you question your feelings, your sanity, and facts. It is manipulation and abuse. Oh, goodness. You know, from this tweet, it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
So you know what crossed my mind? So that means we can say that gaslighting has its positive and negative sides.
Okay, so which one is the positive?
Positive in the sense that, remember, doctor said everybody gaslights. And if you think through, you would agree. So sometimes you
ways,
could,
right?
yeah, you could gaslight just to avoid a problem.
Yeah,
let's say
I think
you
we have more of that.
Yeah, let's say you have an issue or you just did something wrong, and your friend is confronting you, and you actually don't want to hurt that person by admitting to it. You gaslight. You can turn the tables and start accusing.
But yeah, this is a situation, like I said, like what I have here, it said gaslighting does not have any gender specific.
Okay.
In other words, anyone can be a perpetrator,
female.
male or female.
Children.
The only thing is that the female more are emotionally. That is, a woman will use emotions to gaslight you, to create
Emotional blackmail.
blackmail. You make you feel guilty. What have I not done? I've not done. But the man will be a bit more covert by sharp words, other things, and ability. Yeah.
You know, Doc, let me say something. A few days ago, I bought this coconut. I wanted to prepare coconut rice. And I had to look for a very strong, you know, there's this type of coconut that you have to buy, those matured ones. So immediately I was driving past and I saw this very matured looking coconut. I had to reverse back to go get this coconut. And I got this coconut. I got home and then I forgot to bring it out. In fact, not that I forgot, the kids forgot to bring it out from the car, you know. And so one day passed, the day I was supposed to use the coconut, I started looking for it. And then here is Dr. Banigo. He came and said, oh, so you ate coconut you didn't give to me. I said, which coconut? He said, I saw coconut in the car. I said, where is the coconut? I've asked the security man to sweep everything off. I was like, I have not eaten it. You know, I was now being so angry that why would you ask him to throw it away? And then he said, why are you making a big deal out of it? You know, and so when he made that comment, I went back and started thinking, am I overreacting? Did I overreact because of a single coconut? But I think with all we have said now, that is gaslighting. Yeah, because this is something that was so important to me, but he made it look like, why are you overreacting because of just a coconut? And he wasn't even sorry for doing what he did.
So are you sure you actually didn't gaslight? or you're all playing an emotional blackmail?
You know that he wanted to cook coconut rice.
So yeah.
Coconut, and he asked to throw. Okay, he didn't know, but now he knows. I felt you should have been sorry. Now that he knows. But he said, why are you making a big deal out of it?
So he actually made a big deal. Don't bring him here.
You know, no, that's a good example.
Okay.
Because like yesterday, my wife went out. My wife sells some kiddies things, so they have a community among themselves, book club. So they normally go once in a so. And my daughter, there's a program she does online, this teen girls classes.
Okay.
So my wife asked me, do you have data? So I said, for what?
Oh.
So she left. Only for her to now send me data to my phone so that I can now get an info online for I said, no. I said, no, you don't assume. You should have told me you will send me data. Okay, supposing I was not in the house at the moment.
But your response to her made her...
Because now when you send data to me, and in info said, Mommy say I sent you a link to let me go on the...
Online.
So I now sent her a tweet. So no, you shouldn't have assumed that I will be around at that moment because you didn't tell me why you asked me. You should have said, okay, I'm not coming back this time. You use data on your phone, hooking info. Because if I had left, maybe the girl would now feel that I didn't want her. Because I told her, no, because you can make this girl feel I don't want her to be on that program. So you just assume that at any time you can just ask me to do this.
I like the
sorry, but that last point.
Oh.
You get the point? So the thing is that we do that, but when it becomes a pattern, that is when it's an issue.
Okay.
You get my point? But like what happened to you and my brother, he only saw coconut. He didn't see what the coconut was meant to do. It was to prepare something you've been thinking. And you see at that moment, it was an important thing to you. But because the other person is not in the know, and you said, don't make a hell out of this. So you can now feel, so that's how it is. But the problem is that when it now becomes, like here, what are the red flags here? Constantly questioning your sanity or memory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then feeling uncertain because you don't know what you don't know what the person will accept. Then you doubt your own perception and judgment. Always asking someone whether you were right.
Okay. Yeah.
Feeling like you are walking on eggshell because you don't know what is going to be. So sometimes where you're supposed to bring opinion, you keep quiet because you don't know will they accept.
Exactly.
Then another thing is having your feeling or experience dismissed. What are you trying to talk about? So.
Okay, so I can pull some reference from these examples we've started.
Yeah.
So sometimes, like I said, we incite those gaslighting. Okay, so I'll take a cue from your own experience.
Okay.
Lack of communication or inadequate communication can cause
assuming the
gaslighting.
other person
Assumptions, assuming the other person would understand your thoughts. Actually, you can't know what's on my mind. And I don't know what's because there's no facial expression that can actually say what one person is talking about. So first you were asked, Doctor, I'll use yours. I'm sorry, I have to use your example here. First, Madam had to ask if you had data. And the answer should have been yes or no.
No, but you said for what?
Your response was for what? Very poor communication. No feedback, no. Seemed like you didn't even understand her question. And then she also assumed maybe as a man you don't know how to say no, I don't have data. Still a problem. So tomorrow she will now feel she said the data was a problem. So don't you think, like you said from this, no, that causes, I think, lack of communication. And inadequate communication can incite gaslighting.
And assumptions.
So let's look at assumptions.
assumption mainly. Okay, so but we have limited time. Let's talk about coping mechanism.
Okay.
What do you do? Learn to trust your instinct. Sometimes your instinct tells you to hold on, and you ignore that, you can have a problem then. Another thing is, one thing you need to do is you do self-reflection.
Okay.
You know that you are valued. You have to self-reflect.
Okay.
Know your value. Then seek support when it becomes emotionally draining and is affecting your mental stability. Seek a counseling psychologist. Talk to a trusted person. Then set clear boundaries. Then don't assume. Then another thing is privatize your self-care. Consider distancing yourself from toxic relationship. Study the environment you are and know when to come in and when not to be part of what would have caused you to be gaslighted. In other words, another thing is so that you will not be on the emotional side to always receiving, try to know the worth. In fact, in all the things I went through, 3 things: know your self-value, value self-respect, and know how to be assertive. You know, this assertiveness is different from being arrogant.
Yeah.
And like I said, don't enter into a relationship to find yourself, to discover yourself. Find yourself first. Know that you are valued, because like I tell people, like the case one say, I just have to help you out. If the person didn't see value, he wouldn't have come to you, because every relationship is based on value.
Yeah, you've said that.
It's based on value.
True.
Just that over time, the perceived value diminishes. And that is why it's very key, especially for the female gender. As a woman, develop yourself. Constantly be on the side of development, because sometimes marriage works against the woman, because the woman is always the one that draws back to take care of the home. So sometimes the husband comes and overtake you, and then suddenly that glow, that thing that made that person to be attracted, is no more seen in you. Career-wise, you are gone. Business-wise, the business you're doing because of marriage, now you no more do it. You want to take care of the children. Good thing, but over time you see that the good intent of pulling from what was giving you that sense of value, professionally, business, and otherwise, financially, becomes the reason the person even says that you're no more useful, forgetting the years that you invested. So every woman, especially our young children, we need to make sure that our children are properly made to grow professionally, so that they can have a sense of self, not being seen, because most of the time the power play between male and female is always against the woman, and gaslighting is most women because they emotionally draining it. So what I'm trying to say is that do as much as you can to develop yourself, most especially the female. Don't be at the receiving end. Don't let, because you're married, your career stops. In fact, it should be because you're married that your career is progressing, because that man that is a high flyer leaving you, if care is not taken, will not be able to see you as a relevant team player in the marriage.
I begin to wonder, wonder why is it that most African women, when they get divorced from their marriage, you see them flying high, but when they are in that marriage, they hardly bring out their head.
Yeah, the thing is, we are not here to say that you should leave your marriage. We have seen so many successful people who are married, and we are not here to mention names. And we have also seen so many unsuccessful people who are single, male and female. The thing is that marriage has its own cost and demand. Marriage, you cannot, you say when you want to go faster, walk alone. But when you carry a lot of people, some people say, my shoelace, this way, let me tie you. So marriage automatically is a drag. For the parties. That means, for example, you see that's a job you may not take some hours. But when you are alone, like you said, you just see them fly because you don't have a constraint. When I was in Lagos working before married, from my office, I go to airport and I go to the north for meeting. I'm not returning because there's nobody in the house. So they say, are you going to Kano? I say, yes. So I go to office with my luggage. By 11 a.m. from office, I'm gone to Abuja. But now you know that when you're married, you can't do that kind of thing. So marriage is a constraint for both parties to develop a generation they want to bring. And in most cases, it's the woman that pays the price of waiting.
Okay, yeah, because
While the man is assumed to bring in, and sometimes the table turns against the way. So, because it's no more the woman I married. Because now you're meeting high-flying ladies. So sometimes when you see the woman out, because there's no constraint, you're always going.
Okay.
So we need to balance that.
Yeah.
And know the demand
Okay.
of raising a home.
I was going to intercept because you've said something, and I also, when we know that there are men who don't want their wives to work.
To
And
excel.
this, or excel, if I can use that word, because you know that this lady is a graduate. You know this lady has prospects of going to, as in working, becoming a career woman,
Or in a business cycle.
do a business, but you insist this woman,
Stay at
because of marriage, you're marrying her to be a housewife, you want to provide everything for her. And also, we have seen men who have actually been very supportive
Of their
to
wives.
make sure their wives get to the zenith. So these are two categories of people. And why am I bringing this up? Because when you talk about self-discovery, at this point, where is one able to draw the line? Because as a woman, you've self-discovered yourself, you know what your worth, the values you have. And remember, you said it's a value. It might diminish, but first of all, you have a value before a man will ask for your hand in marriage. So for a man who have seen your value, okay, she's a graduate, she's educated, so I can take her for a wife. And yet, that's a man who will not allow you grow in your career because he wants you to be a housewife, and over time sees that you have nothing to offer.
Yeah,
That
I
can be
understand.
very humiliating and demoralizing on the part of a woman. And so I just hope this doesn't take us off
Yes.
our route. Yeah.
You know, personally, I will not subscribe to anybody that a man tells you that it will not work. It's a red flag. He may look sweet at him immediate. You see, it is not about what they give you. Life is about what you give. And so the woman has a large vision of what he wants to do. Money cannot compensate that joy that you are impacting life.
Okay.
So when once you sacrifice that inner steering, that calling in that direction of business, working with young children, doing this, being on air like what they're doing, impacting life, there is no amount of gold that can take the void.
Okay.
And so I don't subscribe. There was one of my friends who's now in UK. He said, there was a guy I wanted to marry, and the guy said, don't go. I said, no, it's a red flag, don't go. That's the end of your life. You are not even married. I said, I want you to stop work before you, I say, you are gone.
Well, many women would see that as a
You are
luxury.
gone. You are gone. It will be sweet the first 2 years. You are gone. Be on your path of career unless someone meets you knowing where you are going.
Okay.
And be insecurity.
Yeah. One of the tweets mentioned.
Yeah.
So some of the things they say, I will provide everything for my wife. It's not because they love the wife. They feel someone is going to take the woman. It's not about money. So a woman is not because she has what to offer. So let that woman self-express, whether in a career path like what people do, or in a business, something that she does to give her inner passion. It's not amount of money that she earns is the issue, but that expression of the unique self of her is more than anything you want to circumvent.
You know, I'm glad you brought in this conclusion, because
I don't
it's
believe in full-time wife.
Yeah, I'm beginning to wonder, because just take a look at, you know, we draw lessons from our celebrities, because they put their life out there on the social media for us to, you know, dissect anyhow we want to. So we've seen a whole lot of them whom, while they were in the marriage, didn't do much for themselves. They were even, it's as if they were a
Cage.
Yeah, we didn't hear much about them. But the moment they leave that marriage, then you begin to see them flying so high. Then it will now look as if their husbands were like, bringing them down or crippled their wings, not allowing them to fly. So one begins to wonder, is it that these African men are actually gaslighting these
Not
wives?
African men.
Is it a general
it's a
thing?
global thing.
Is it a global thing, you
It's a
think?
global thing. You go everywhere,
I think
it's-
statistics says more of African
Yes.
men.
Well, because that's where you have research. In the first place, outside,
Okay.
how many people are married?
Oh,
Globally.
seriously?
Go to Eastern Europe, how many people are married?
Okay, they are just living together.
Yeah, people are married.
Cohabiting.
Partners.
Yeah, so
We heard more of partners.
So the thing, like I said, marriage slows down.
Okay.
Even we as men. There's certain things I can't do now. There's some jobs I can't take because I have children.
True.
A visa can't just come down and I say I'm traveling tomorrow because I'm going to lose my children. So the thing is that, first of all, let's know that every human being has a value. As an individual, you have a value, and so don't let the relationship you're in clip the wing of that value. See how you can situate your aspiration within a common front that benefits both parties.
All right, so as a takeaway, I would like you to talk to people who are in relationship with gaslighters, but from both parties, I guess.
The first thing is accept that there's a situation that is making you feel mentally or emotionally drained. Don't deny the reality. It is when you accept that reality that you can now seek help. So seek help from support groups, seek help from counselors, and thank God for online these days. You just go to the internet, you see so many things that can help you to overcome gaslighting. And most of the thing you need to do is that remember that you are valuable and that you should not be seen as a burden in a relationship. So when it becomes a problem, speak out, look for help. Look for help before it is late, and then try to build on your esteem. One other thing is that look for what gives you the greatest joy to do. Engage in something. It may not be money yielding, but do something. Community engagement. Why not? Like what we're doing here. This is our community engagement. You may not know the value it does to you, even bringing this to the table to communicate. So engage in life, connect with community, because you'll be surprised that you're not the only one that is suffering. It's just that you have not spoken up, you have not looked for help. So look for help and then protect your sanity.
All right, thank you so much, Doctor, for this insightful discussion with you, Odi. We'll have to go.
Yeah, we have to, but like we've all learned, everybody is susceptible to gaslighting.
Yeah.
So I think after today, I'll have to check me because change starts with me and you. That is all funny.
Yes.
Let's start in our little corners to stop gaslighting.
Okay. Okay. I hear you. So as we wrap up today's conversation on gaslighting, remember, you are not alone and you are not crazy.
Yeah.
Your feelings are valid and your voice matters too. So if you are experiencing gaslighting, know that there is help available. Reach out to trusted friends, family members, or professionals, like our doctor said. Reclaim your power, reclaim your voice. You deserve love, respect, and honesty. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. So from all of us, it's bye-bye, and thanks for
Bye.
watching.
Not gaslighting.
I don't say you be number one.